How is lockdown going?
Oh god, man.
Hey, कोई वाईफाई मत यूज करो please.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, and hi Rohit.
Hey, Arushi Kapoor. Very nice to see you. Wow, lovely time. Always a lovely time seeing you. Why are we here? अभी बता दे.
So lockdown has kind of meshed all our days of the week into one. We have no idea what to do anymore, and it has also combined binge watching and work and made binge watching work.
We are here to introduce you to a new segment called What to Watch.
In the first episode of What to Watch, we'll take you through a few shows and movies that we've been watching during the weekend, and we'll tell you why you should watch it, and as the show suggests, we'll tell you what to watch. So the first film I watched was A Call to Spy, and it's about these three women spies who were basically part of the espionage initiative in the 1940s during World War II. And yeah, the best part about it is that the women are the sole focus of the story, and you're really invested in their character arcs. Not once are these women really caricatures, but they're real people, and you really feel for them after a point of time and really get invested in their stories. It's also full of yes queen moments, because this film is all about women and their dynamics that they share with each other. And oh my god, they are spies, and the first women spies ever, in a way. So we start with Vera Atkins, who's played by the amazing Stena Katic, and she is basically, hers is the brainchild behind this operation to recruit these women spies, and she's the one who kind of handpicks these two very brilliant women. The next character is Virginia Hall, who was once called the deadliest spy, who was part of the resistance against the Nazis. Now, she is differently abled, she has a prosthetic leg, and she is an ambitious woman who could not make it big because of the two disabilities she has, having one leg and being a woman. And then we come to our Trojan horse, which is Radhika Apte, playing the amazing Noor Inayat Khan. She landed up in the eye of the storm of the World War II despite being a pacifist. Massive chops to Radhika Apte for flawlessly portraying Noor Inayat Khan and really bringing out the essence of the character. Not only in the badass moments where she is really up for a fight and doing her thing, but also in the smaller, weaker, more vulnerable moments. The film doesn't really use exposition to bring that out, really kind of bring out their struggles or the problems in their past through their lived experiences of not only being women but also being migrants in a world that is really forcing them to pick sides. Being bombarded by a lot of content around spies that involves a lot of action, this film will seem like it kind of lacks that kind of fighting anomaly. But what it does make up for is in its smaller nuances and the conversations that they have with each other that reflect what was really going on behind the scenes when there was war in the world. Now enough about Call to Spy. Now moving on to my partner Spy, who's helping us find what to watch. Let's see what's Rohit been watching this weekend.
So, the show that I watched over the weekend and loved and absolutely made me feel warm here was a show called Upload. And it was about this dude who is the most basic looking guy. You will never be like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch a show about him. But then, एक episode देख लो and it's like, what? Spoiler alert, he dies and his consciousness is uploaded into this seemingly perfect world. Okay, so the premise seems pretty heavy, but actually it's such a fun and light show. It's made by a person called Greg Daniels, who made The Office, who made Parks and Recreation, who has basically made comedic gold, so it's reliable. So one thing that was very cool about Upload was the cutest about Upload was, so when our main character, he has a therapist, and the therapist is a dog who can talk. Because when you're at your lowest, you just want a dog who you can cuddle and just go like. Upload kind of gives you a new perspective on how to look at death. Because in the show, only in the show, it's like, okay, you die and your consciousness is uploaded into a virtual space where it can live forever. But it doesn't treat it with the kind of heaviness or the gravitas. It's a cool show in that way, man. Like it makes death light. The main reason you should watch this show is because it's a light and fun show that deals with really serious topics but in a fun way. And you never feel like any like, oh my god, ye ho raha hai, kuch nahi.
And now, saving the best for the last is Savage X 20 Volume 2. What was this? This is so amazing. I mean, it literally blew my mind. It's not really a fashion show, but it can be termed under the umbrella of fashion show, but it is so much more. So before diving into the immersive experience of Volume 2, I went back and watched Volume 1 of Savage X 20, and I did not regret watching both together in one marathon session because, oh my god, it was so spectacular. While Volume 1 was performed in front of a huge live audience, Volume 2 kind of keeps up with the whole COVID mood and is entirely performed online. But that kind of gave this episode a creative freedom to really play with the choreography of not just the performers but also the camera, and it really gives you a viewpoint from very different perspectives and lets you really be a part of the whole performance. Speaking more about the performers, not only were they artists par excellence, each of them were literal representations of how the human body is valuable in all shapes, sizes and colors, and each of them need to be celebrated equally and have to be given the right to feel sexy. Rihanna, who's always pushed the boundaries in terms of her music, her art and now her design, has made Savage X 20 kind of an extension of her own personality. Every time she enters, which is a lot by the way, I haven't really counted, but she does like make a grand entrance a lot of time. Every time she enters, she makes her presence felt in a whole different way and really kind of, tells you that Rihanna the Queen has arrived. Okay, so you've seen Upload. I wanted to ask, I am a complete sci-fi nerd. I love the genre. So is it for someone like me who's seen everything and then wants to move on to this, or like can anybody just watch this?
Absolutely not, dude. It's an extremely accessible show. You can watch it if you are a person who loves Tron / 2049. Like, you can watch it regardless.
All these really dystopian sci-fi pieces of literature and pieces of cinema that we've seen, all of them show you how AI is doomed to fail and doomed to kind of go wrong and rule the human world as we know it. So does this also take you there, like gives you this whole thing about how nicely technology has done everything for you, but then bam, there is a catch to it?
Honestly, it really flips the switch. All this time, there's been this build-up of paranoia about AI coming and taking over the human situation. Yeah, opposite kar diya. Which is like, those guys are nice, we are the assholes.
Which is kind of true. I think it's pretty close to reality then because we kind of manufacture our own doom, right?
In the movie A Call to Spy, do you think the film encapsulated the female perspective in a World War II situation?
I think it's like the genius of the filmmaker that they have narrated the story through amateur spies who kind of start as amateurs and become experts. So you go through whatever they're going, you understand the chaos that's happening because of the backdrop of World War II, and they kind of through their own growth take you through the story. And I think that is the perspective that we haven't really got in mainstream media.
Arushi, leading up to the next show, there's a certain show called Savage X Fenty. Is it amazing or is it uber amazing?
I think it is amazing plus uber amazing. It is uber amazing.
It's crazy. Yeah, you look at the trailer, right, and you're kind of overwhelmed because it's like, yeah, kya ho raha hai? Ye, how many amazing people can you get in one show? But then they got them all together and सबको अपना space दिया to be their best selves.
That's exactly what it is, and it celebrates inclusivity and diversity and pride, and because of which I kind of wore this for the theme. This is I could say by far the most inclusive fashion show or fashion event that I have witnessed. A basic background is that Fenty is a makeup company by Rihanna, which is really inclusive and has a lot of shades which like mainstream brands don't really include. So just like her makeup brand, which was revolutionary, her lingerie brand is also for all kinds of body types and all kinds of
Yeah, if I take off my pants right now, who knows?
Yeah, you could totally carry it off. Come on.
I know. Duh.
So yeah, I mean all these women and men and I would say non-binary or absolutely anyone could carry off that lingerie and could look amazing in that, and it was really inspiring to see all that come together. So if you guys like what we spoke about and want to catch all the shows that we ran through, do catch them on Amazon Prime Video. Also, if you like this video, then don't forget to
like, share, subscribe, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your cousin, tell your back. I don't know, man, tell everybody.
To subscribe to OK.
Test it.
Also comment down below what you want us to review the next time.